everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this cute little dish scrubby, and it has a sunflower pattern on it, as you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 of these, and we're going to crochet around to attach them, which makes for a really nice thick dish scrubby. So I have my yarn. I like to use worsted weight cotton for this. It's not an abrasive yarn. It's not going to be good for taking food off of dishes per se. It's more like after you scrub them and soak them or whatever, however, you wash your dishes. But I have used a cotton one like this for years and it works great. The cotton's really absorbent and it dries nicely and it holds up great. So what I'm going to use is the Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn. I have warm brown for the center. And then I have this, I believe this is Lion Brand Re-Up cotton blend in sunflower. Whoops, for the petals. And I'm going to be using the Lily Sugar and Cream white cotton yarn for my outer round because it'll be a lot easier for you to see than this black. And for that part, I probably will switch to a black background. But for now, I'm just going to start with my warm brown. And I'm also going to be using a 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. And I also have my yarn needle and I have my scissors. And that's all you'll need for this project. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a magic ring. Okay. And once I have my magic ring, I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to half double crochet 15, into the magic ring. So I'm going to be making 15 petals around. So that first chain 2, I'm not actually going to count as a half double crochet. So, okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and half double crochet 15 into my magic ring, and I will meet you when I'm done. Okay, so I have 15 half double crochets in my magic ring. I'm going to go ahead and pull that tight, and then I'm going to slip stitch back into the first. It's actually the top of that chain 2. Okay, and what I like to do when I fasten off is I just chain 1, pull it long, and then I cut and pull the working yarn out. So now I have my middle piece, and my tail is really long. I have a tendency to do that, so I'm just going to trim it. And I can weave that in. Really, you can weave it in at any point. You can stop and do it now, or you can keep working. I think I am going to weave mine in. I'll weave it in after I do the petals. So now we're going to be switching to our yellow yarn for the petals. So, let me get my yarn here. What I'm going to do is I like to insert 2 or 3 away from this, the end of this round. So I'll go here. It doesn't really matter, it's just my preference, so when I get close to the end, I can count to make sure I know that I'm right at 15. So I'm gonna pull this through here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this like so. Okay, and then I'll insert my hook and pull my yellow yarn through, and then I'm going to chain 2. And now we're going to be doing the puff stitch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm gonna bring my camera in a little bit so it'll be easier for you to see. I know the brown is a little hard to see. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, insert into that same space, yarn over and pull through, and then you're going to pull to make the stitch long. Okay, and we're going to do that 3 times. So that was 1, bring it around, 2, and 1 more time, 3. Okay, now we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all the loops on our hook. And we're going to chain 1. So I'll go ahead and show you that again. We'll be working in this next stitch over. We're going to yarn over, insert, pull our yarn through, and then pull it long. So we do that once, twice, and 1 more time, all in the same space. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way around until we have a puff stitch in every stitch from our previous round. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back here when you're done. Okay, so I am back, and I wanted to show you something. I'm not quite all the way done with this round because I wanted to show you what to do with this little space that your knot is in from the previous round. So right now I have 12. I want to get to 15. So what I do is I'm going to count back. So I have 12, and I see this last stitch, 13, 14, 15. So I know I need to do 1, 2, 3 more puff stitches. So I'm just going to treat this as one stitch. I know that's hard for you to see. So, whoops, I forgot to yarn over. So I'm just going to treat that as one stitch, 2, 3, and chain 1. So now I have 13. And this little space, when I weave this in later, I'm going to try to hide that spot as much as I can. Okay, so I have 13. And whoops, chain 1, and my last one, 15. Okay, now I'm just going to slip stitch into here to join that round. And now I can chain 1, pull this long, and go ahead and cut my yellow yarn. So I've completed my second round. And like I said, when I weave in this tail, I'll try to hide this little space as much as I can. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and weave in my ends before I start with the final round. So I will do that, and I'll probably switch it to a darker background so it's easier for you to see. This white is what I'll be using. Okay, so I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I've woven in my ends and I'm ready to attach my white yarn for the last round. So it doesn't matter where you attach this as long as you go in between 2 petals. Go ahead and pull your yarn through and tie. Okay, now we're just going to pull our yarn through and chain 2. Okay, so now we're going to do what's called a cluster stitch, and it's similar to a double crochet. So you're going to start out like you're going to do a double crochet. You'll yarn over, insert, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 stitches only. Okay, and you're going to do that 4 times total. I'm going to count this first chain as 1. So we say 1, 2, this will be our third, pull through, yarn over, and pull through only the first 2. So we have 3 and 4. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and pull through. Okay, now you're going to chain 1 and move on to the next space. So you yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, that's 1, yarn over, pull through the first 2, that's 2, yarn over, insert, pull pull through the first 2. You've made 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you want to do one more. Yarn over, insert, pull through. Looks like I went part way through my petal, so I'm going to have to redo that last one. That does happen, so be careful you don't go through your petal. Yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, and pull through the first 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 with this extra loop from the last one. I'll yarn over, I'll pull through all the loops, and then I will chain 1. And keep repeating that all the way around until you get back to the beginning, and I will meet you there. Okay, so I made it around and I'm ready to slip stitch back into the beginning. And then I'll chain 1, pull, cut, and that is one side of our little scrubby. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make another one of these. So if you need to, you can go back to that part of the video that I started making this. I always want to say rewind, but I don't know if that's even relevant anymore, but go ahead and skip it back if you need to. And make yourself another scrubby like this. You could use it just like this if you wanted to, but I really like this thick double scrubby. I think it is really nice. So I'm going to make another one of these, and then I will meet you back here when it's time to attach the 2. Okay, so I have made my other scrubby that I can attach with my first one, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them wrong side to wrong side like this. I'm going to have my tails across from each other, and I'm going to go ahead and insert my yarn. If you didn't cut your yarn, that's even better. Just go ahead and pull it through. Okay, I'm going to work through 2 stitches. I'll pull my yarn through and tie. Okay, I'll reinsert my hook, pull my yarn through, chain 1, and then I'm just going to single crochet in every stitch. It looks like I got something in my yarn. That's why working with white yarn isn't my favorite, but it's better for teaching because it's easier for you to see. Whoops. So I'll go ahead and single crochet into these 2. Might be a little tricky starting out. That first stitch. Okay. And go ahead and single crochet, working in the stitches around the edges like this. Not working in between, but working these stitches. And I'm going to go ahead and single crochet all the way around, making it look really hard. Sometimes it is a little tricky, sometimes it's easier. And when I get to a tail, I'm just going to tuck it in and keep single crocheting all the way around. And when you've gotten all the way around, I will meet you back here. Okay, so I finished single crocheting around the edges. I slip stitched back into the first single crochet. I fastened off and I wove in my ends, and now I am all done with my cute little sunflower scrubby. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to comment below if you have any questions, if you need any guidance, or if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see me teach next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and thanks again for joining me today, guys. Bye!